I want to skip the flattery and the attaboys, because I do know this. The sooner that we become less impressed with our life, with our accomplishments, with our career, with whatever that prospect is in front of us, the sooner we become less impressed and more involved, the sooner we get a whole lot better. Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap. We have to define success for ourselves, and then we have to put in the work to maintain it. See, joy is always in process. It's under construction. It is in constant approach, alive and well in the doing of what we're fashioned to do. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat. All right, tee yourself up. Do yourself a favor. Make the choices, the purchases today that pay you back tomorrow. Residuals. We try our best. We don't always do our best. We so often focus on failure, don't we? We study failure. We obsess with failure. We dissect failure and our failures. We dissect them so much we end up intoxicated with them to the point of disillusion. What do we gossip about? Other people's flaws and limitations. I find that most of the times our obsession with what is wrong just ends up breeding more wrong, more failure. You ever choked? Was it because at halftime they put a ceiling, a roof, a limit on their belief in themselves? Or maybe they started thinking about the next opponent. Then they came out and played on their heels, lost the mental edge. And we realized that the moment just got bigger than us. You ever felt that way? I have. They beat themselves. Y'all remember that? And it's because we have created a fictitious ceiling, a roof, to our expectations of ourselves. A limit where we think it's all too good to be true. But it's not. Unbelievable is the stupidest word in the dictionary. And we lie to ourselves all the time. Unbelievable? I don't think so. Nothing that we Homo sapien earthlings do is unbelievable. Take the lid off the man-made roofs that we put above ourselves and always play like an underdog. And since we are the architects of our own lives, let's study the habits, the practices, the routines that we have that lead to and feed our success. Let's dissect that and give thanks for those things. And when we do that, guess what happens? We get better at them. And we have more to dissect. All right, so get rid of the excess, the wasted time. And if you do this, you will have accidentally, almost innocently, put in front of you what is important to you. Knowing who we are is hard. Give yourself a break. Eliminate who you are not first, and you're going to find yourself where you need to be. AKA, where you are not is as important as where you are. You ever get in a rut? You know what I'm talking about? You get in a funk. Get stuck on the merry-go-round of a bad habit. I have. Look, we're going to make mistakes. You got to own them. Then you got to make amends. And then you got to move on. So turn the page. Get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life. If we stay in process, all right, within ourselves, in the joy of the doing, we will never choke at the finish line. Why? Because we aren't thinking of the finish line. Because we're not looking at the clock. We're not watching ourselves on the Jumbotron performing the very act that we're in the middle of. The approach is the destination, and we are never finished. We do our best when our destinations are beyond the measurement, when our reach continually exceeds our grasp, and when we have immortal finish lines. The race is never over. The journey has no port. The adventure never ends because we are always on the way. Let them run up and tap you on the shoulder and say, man, you won. All I want is what I can see. And all I can see is what's in front of me. While we're here, Let's make it a place where we break a sweat, where we believe, where we enjoy the process of succeeding in the places and ways that we are fashioned to, where we don't have to look over our shoulder because we're too busy doing what we're good at, traveling towards immortal finish lines. We write our own book, overcoming our fears. We make friends with ourselves. And that is the place that I'm talking about.